In the Pits is partnered with QBR. Founded in 2021 and based here in Texas, QBR seeks to elevate the cannabinoid industry to a new standard of professionalism and education, while also providing the highest quality product. Whether you are seeking to heal and recover from the toll that paintball puts on the mind and body, or even looking for investment opportunities through adult vending machines, QBR has the solution for you. Head to QBRofficial.com to browse their selection. QBR, they don't sell broccoli. In the Pits is partnered with 71 Designs, owned and operated by veteran Wade Martin, and partnered with fellow Texas brand Compete. 71 Designs can take your ideas for soft goods, merchandise, and casual wear and make them a reality. Message 71 Designs on Facebook or Instagram to get started today. In the Pits is partnered with Mariachi Águilas de Oro. Based in Austin and servicing the surrounding areas, these Golden Eagles will bring life to any event you are having, from birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, corporate events, or even a simple performance to enjoy. Guillermo Padilla, one of their trumpet players, is also a member of the Texas paintball scene. Visit them on Facebook and Instagram to check out some of their past performances, or give them a call to book them for your event today. In the Pits is partnered with Hydra. Designed by players for players, you can outfit yourself in Hydra gear from head to toe. Have confidence that when you make a purchase from Hydra, you are purchasing a well-tested and well-thought-out product, trusted by several top teams, including first-place semi-pro team PaintballFit.com. I personally recommend their Hydra Black knee pads. Purchases over $100 receive free shipping. Head to hydra.fit to browse their selection and discover the Hydra mentality. In the Pits is partnered with XTPL Events. The Extreme Tournament Paintball League is a series put on by the Luke family of Paintball Fit fame that gives the opportunity for players to learn and grow together as a team. 3-man, Challengers and Champions X-Ball, Draft Mech X-Ball, and even Youth 3v3. There's something for everyone at XTPL. Not to mention prize tosses, raffles, and the infamous paintball munching contest. Events happen throughout the year, and the prizes never disappoint. Sign up for an XCPL event today on PB Leagues. In the Pits is partnered with TexanHemp.com, locally shipped cannabis seeds. In a world where saving time means making money, TexanHemp.com, a local cannabis seed bank owned and operated by local Texas pro player Jared Sherman, is making waves by becoming the go-to source for all cannabis genetics in Texas. Carrying a large assortment of cannabis cultivars, including Texas-approved varieties for use in the Texas Hemp Program, high THCA seeds for novelty use, as well as premium genetics bred for solventless extraction, TexanHemp.com has the ability to satisfy even the most sophisticated collectors. Head to TexanHemp.com and use code INTHEPITS for 10% off of your orders. In the Pits is partnered with Podrunners Union. Podrunners Union breaking news. Super limited Union Tech tees and, for the first time, Fiesta medals are available online at podrunnersunion.org. Use offer code PITS for 10% off of your order. Stealing pods for undeserving teams. It's a living. In the Pits is partnered with Compete. Compete is a Texas-based brand by Jell Stewart of professional team AC Diesel that provides custom jerseys, pants, headbands, straps, tech shirts, and any other soft goods to help individuals and teams compete at the highest level. Support Texas Paintball and message Compete on Facebook or Instagram and mention In the Pits Podcast for 10% off your entire order. In the Pits is partnered with BEM Wraps. Behind every mask is a unique and creative player. Tap into it when you order your next custom headpiece. Their Build-A-Band lets you communicate with them one-on-one to make your order just the way you want, all the way down to the color of the stitch. Check out their Instagram at BEMWraps for drops and build videos of them working on orders. They offer very competitive pricing, so reach out today to get started on your own one-of-a-kind headpiece. In the Pits is partnered with Get That Shot. Get That Shot is now accepting bookings for the upcoming NXL Mid-Atlantic Major and will also be offering drone footage for the first time. Head to GetThat_shot on Facebook or Instagram to secure your media coverage today. In the Pits is partnered with Paintball Kumite. Paintball Kumite is a program designed by Colt Roberts of professional team San Antonio X Factor to take paintball players of all ages, experience levels, and skill groups and mold them into champions. The program breaks the game down into small, easy-to-learn sessions designed to help you master the fundamentals so that you can elevate your game. Newcomers to the program get a free 1-hour introductory class when mentioning In the Pits. To sign up for a class, message at Paintball Kumite on Instagram. Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 103 of In the Pits Paintball Podcast. This podcast is focused on everything that has to do with the paintball scene here in Texas, from professional players and teams to new divisional programs, local tournament series, field owners, Texas-based brands, even photographers and videographers. Every week, we'll have a short and sweet episode with a new topic and a new special guest. I'm Christian Dallas Smith. I'm a player for the Texas Titans, and this episode we are going in the pits with Luke Staley, Texas representative for Team USA, U19, and also a player for PBGateway. Luke, how are you doing this evening?
Pretty good. How about you?
Doing well. You are officially the final episode before we hit the 2-year mark. So I thought it'd be cool to highlight someone. I mean, we've got a couple of Texas representatives on this year's Team USA U16, U19. So trying to get y'all in here before your big trip to France.
Oh, yeah.
When is the Nations Cup this year again?
It is in August.
Okay.
Late August. I think that last weekend in August.
Gotcha. So it'll be pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. It's coming up quick.
Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. This first question is brought to us by XTPL Events. So for those listening that maybe don't know about you, how long have you been involved in the Texas paintball scene?
Around 3 years ago, I started playing like just rec ball, and then 2 years ago, two and a half-ish, I started playing actual tournaments. First one was XTPL 3-man.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been a pretty quick onset for you, going from 3-man to now you're getting ready to travel overseas to go represent your nation.
Oh, yeah. It's been fun. It's been a ride. It's definitely been a ride.
Oh, yeah. And there's very, very few people that can say that they've had that honor to go represent their country. Like for the rest of us who maybe didn't discover paintball until after they aged out. Like our only hope now is if we one day make it to the pros and then make it to the top of the pro division, and then hopefully maybe we'll be considered, but by then Ryan Greetsman will probably still be playing and taking up a slot. So our hope's pretty slim.
Yeah. So, it's pretty cool. It's definitely a thing to remember. 100%.
Definitely. And it's something that you should be proud of. So what teams have you played for since you started?
Around GMTB, I played for, I think, an event or two, and then went straight to Gateway.
Gotcha. And it's just been those two teams pretty much?
Pretty much. I've played for a few other teams, like Cold-Blooded Predators. I played with them in Cup for the 5-man, and then Chicago Aftershock, SCPL, the pro.
You can't forget, you know, It's like, oh, by the way, this other team that you may have heard of, Chicago Aftershock.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was a cool experience.
Yeah, I will definitely be asking you more about that here in a second. So this next question is brought to us by QBRofficial.com, and his QR code is here on the overlay. So give that a scan. Go check him out. So tell us what got you into paintball to begin with.
Me and my brother and a few of his buddies were just going out to Fun on the Run at first, and then we just caught a little spark, ready to go, play more. And then we came out to DFW Adventure Park, and then it just kicked off from there. And I started working there for 2 years straight, and it was just like weekend after weekend, just playing paintball, and that just hooked me.
So pretty much immediately after when you played the first time, you were like, yeah, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, it's something aggressive, something competitive. Just, yeah.
Nice. Were you like a member of any sports teams or clubs or anything like that in high school, or?
Yeah, I played football and then rugby outside of school, but then this was just, I knew I was going to grow out of those and like to where I couldn't play because I'm a little too small to play football at college level or rugby. And so I was like, this is something I can play forever. And so it just caught me.
Yeah, I hear you there. Being I'm not short by any means, but 5'10" is unfortunately not big enough for any of those sports. Yeah. Plus like and even now it's like, oh, I'm a little bit on the bigger side. Like you think of the like paintball player size are usually like 5'8", 5'7",
Yeah,
150, and they're just small and they're fast.
exactly.
So,
Same exact. That's how I am.
yeah, it's a good paintball size right there. Here in the chat,
yeah.
Chris Harrison says, "What's up?"
What's up?
So this next question is brought to us by Pod Runners Union. So throughout your time being involved in paintball, what are some things that you've noticed that have changed over the last few years, either for better or for worse?
For the better, there's USXBL. USXBL has gone up a lot more from last year, and they're adding more divisions to it. And so that's really like kicking people off, and not just like D5 and D4 almost in all Texas. It's more divisions to where more people can play. Oh yeah.
Definitely. I think since Mike Hinman took over halfway through last year, you see the changes immediate. There's not just D5 and D4. You've got the elite division, you've got youth, you've got D6. And I actually had the pleasure of heading out to the WC event this past weekend and seeing how that's run over there, not just with the quality of refs, the amount of refs, but the fact, like, they had 4 fields, I think, and all 4 of them were live streamed every single match, with the main field having commentators and drone footage. So they're really stepping up the production over there, and they're starting to bring it over here in Texas as well.
Yeah, and that's really good for us because we need more people to see it so they can keep on coming and bring more people in.
Definitely. So you started playing tournaments just 2 years ago in 2022, and right away you were able to play with your brother Colton on your team. So how was that experience being able to start your journey with him?
It was pretty fun. It was definitely really, really fun, and yeah, it was different because most people they don't ever play with their brothers, so the chemistry isn't there already with someone. So whenever playing with him, the chemistry was already there. We already knew what each other's moves were. Just everything was just unreal. It was really, really fun.
Do you find, so I've had a few other brothers like I'm drawing a blank. Michael and Mark Brown from used to be TOG and the Hurricanes, and they were talking about how whenever they played together, they just they had that other sense of just knowing exactly what their brother was thinking on the field. And since they're twins, they also tend to play like a similar position. Do you find that you and your brother, are you usually on the same side of the field, or are you on the field at the same time? Like, how does that work out in terms of what it looks like when you're playing?
I'm the snake guy, and then he's the Dorito guy. So we're both ones up in the front, and then it's always match. Whoever makes the bump first, the other guy's going right after him, to where it's the chemistry and stuff's there, like together.
Interesting. Okay, so you're not usually in the situation where one's backing up the other. It's usually you're just kind of dividing and conquering.
Correct. And yes.
Okay. Exactly. Not bad. Yeah, I wish, I know very few people out there are able to say that they get to play with a family member, like maybe a brother or their dad or their son on the same team. But man, getting to do it from the get-go is, I'm sure that's something that a lot of people are jealous of.
Yeah, and then winning from the get-go is just, that's what makes it really, really good.
Oh, definitely. And that actually brings us into this question brought to us by BEMRAP. So pretty quickly you found a home in PBGateway where you played, and last year in Division 5, 5-man in Bunkerfest, and you also played the Challengers Division in XTPL. You ended up sweeping every single event in Bunkerfest, and then you also won the June XTPL in the Challengers Division last year. So what do you think was the main factor that led to the squad's immediate success?
Everyone on the same page and everyone clicking together to where it's all together, and then everyone out there at practice every single weekend. Yeah.
What does your practice schedule look like? Are you playing like twice a week, or when you're leading up to events, are you trying to play more and more, or what does your approach look like there?
So Saturdays, a few of the guys will come out for drills and stuff. We'll do Saturdays more drill day. And so that's like 2 weeks before event, we'll start doing that. Before the event, it's like usually just Sundays, and if you want to come out and do drills on Saturday, you can. But 2 weeks before is like drills on Saturday, and then Sunday is we'll actually play fives.
Gotcha. So that's your schedule for 2 weeks before. But let's say like this weekend, for example, you don't have an event really anytime soon. What is like a typical non-layout or non-event weekend look like?
So that'll be like you can either go out to DFW Adventure Park or go out to Giant and just mess around, do drills and stuff. And then Sundays we still always have practice.
Okay, cool. So every weekend you are all playing together as a team, and then most of the time you're also trying to find that additional day just to work on individual skills.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a definite fast way to get your skills up, especially when you're trying to catch up. Like I know in Division 4, at least historically in Texas, there's people that have been playing that you're going up against that have been playing a very long time. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar. I mean, even in this last USXBL, you had Gerald Garcia on your team, who's an absolute legend in the game, going all the way back to the Philly All-Americans. So for you, like, how has it been jumping from Division 5, where you've swept the series, and now into Division 4, where you're playing up against some of these names?
It's different, definitely different. People know a lot more, lanes get better. Everything is on a different level when you get to D4. And so you got to practice a lot more and get your stuff down and do it right and fix those little mistakes, because little mistakes will cost you big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And I can tell you the mistakes get even more detailed as you climb up. And this next question is brought to us by Mariachi Águilas de Oro. So transitioning more on the transition to D4 this year, it's gone well so far. You guys won the Frostbite event back in December. You also got second place in the first USXBL and also in second place in NXL Lone Star in D4 5-man. So usually D5 to D4 is a big jump. But how have you personally, individually approached the off season to keep the success flowing?
Every day or every Saturday and Sunday out there playing, no days off. Just keep on rolling, keep on rolling. Yeah. And then Gerald Garcia is actually helping me with stuff to learn a lot more. And so I'll give a shout out to him. He helps a lot.
Well, if there's one person to have in your corner, Gerald Garcia is definitely a good choice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for those who, again, I know I just said it already, but for those who don't know, Gerald Garcia, former pro player on the Philly All-Americans, just an absolute legend in the game. And he lives in Dallas now, right? And you get to work with him every weekend?
Yeah. Pretty much every weekend. We'll go out there for Saturday drills, and then he'll play fives with us on Sunday.
Well, that is really cool that you get to have that experience. So speaking of, this next question is brought to us by Paintball Kumite, which is Colt Roberts' training regimen. So you got invited to guest with Chicago Aftershock for the most recent ICPL event in the professional 10-man division. So how was that experience playing alongside those names like Gerald, Todd Adamson, TJ Danner, Meter Ninos, and the list goes on?
Yeah, it was different. It was different from how I usually play all around, and the coaching and where they want you to do. Just everything all around was different, and it was definitely a really good experience. It was fun. It was really, really fun. Learned a lot.
When you say different, do you mean like in terms of the spot that you're playing on the field or the game plan, or what do you mean exactly?
Spot that I was playing on the field and game plan. Like the spot that I was playing on the field was up center, and so I was going to the 50 off break almost every single game. And then game plan was totally different. Sometimes we'd send people really, really wide, or sometimes we'd hit more of a middle. And usually it's like with Gateway, it's all right, get wide, go up.
Right. And do you think that was just because of the difference in the format, or because you're like the young, fast kid on the field that these older guys can just send anywhere?
I think I was more the young, fast kid and just getting up there in their face.
Gotcha. I mean, being able to just focus on one specific skill set and being hey, I'm going to do one thing and do one thing really well. I mean, when you have 10 guys on your roster, then you're able to specialize a little bit. Did you find that that approach helped you at all in your development, or?
Yeah, it helped me to where, because usually a lot of times I'm having to do a lot of stuff by myself. In like some cases, this time I was like, okay, I can focus on what I need, and that's it. I don't have to think about anything else. I don't have to try to make a move. It can just be like, all right, I get here, watch this, and then shoot that guy, shoot that guy. It's not just like, all right, get here and then just try to go anywhere. Just get up in their face.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you've got, I mean, I'm looking at the full roster right here. You've got Todd and Tammy Adamson, Zizek, Charlie Christie, TJ Danner, Joe Garcia, Kaden Haskins, Ryan Hoskinson, Meter Ninos. You've got all of these legends in the game that I'm sure with them on the field, you really just only have to focus on one thing. So,
Correct.
so yeah,
And I can trust them behind me too as well. I don't have to worry at all.
definitely. What were you able to like take away as far as your experience playing with these legends in the game?
Uh, don't do it. Don't try to do it all yourself. Trust in the person behind you that he's going to do it, or he's going to help as well, get you in there or get somewhere, wherever you need to go.
Definitely helps when the person directing you are these individuals. So that's some solid advice to have. So this next question is brought to us by TexanHemp.com, which is Jared Sherman's business. So as a young player, you're only 18 years old right now. So how is the experience going up against some of these grown adults that have been in the game for many years longer than you have?
It's hard, but it's good because I'm young, so I'm fast. I can get to the spot, but they know a lot, and so they can teach a lot. A lot, yeah.
Are you finding that as far as how you're successful on the field, is it more of like, I'm just faster than your ability to shoot me and there's nothing you can do about it, or?
No, gun skills too as well. Being fast with a gun and actually hitting your shot, that helps a lot.
How much of a difference would you say having those like mechanics versus being able to like use the more mental side of the game, which you hear people say all the time, whenever you get to the higher and higher levels, it's more about the mental chess match than it is just the raw mechanics?
Yeah, it's different. It'll be different when you get to higher levels. But as of right now in D4, it's more just like getting down the skill to shoot.
I'm sure it helps to have that extra tool in your toolbox that others maybe don't have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
So yeah, this next question is brought to us by FU Athletics. So throughout your entire paintball career, do you have a single favorite moment so far?
Probably the very first tournament. We were the underdogs. We were all brand new, basically, and then what's it called? We beat out DMCB, the team that I played on after that event, and that was really really fun to win it to get fourth to my brother the very first tournament. That was definitely a memory.
And that was the that XTPL in 2022, right at the start of the year.
Yep.
All right, let's hear. I've got it actually in front of me right here. So Challengers 3-man, making fourth place out of, it looks like 55 teams is definitely an impressive first tournament to have.
Oh, yeah.
Who were some of, like, as far as your preparation going into your very first one, were you doing a lot of practicing, or did you just say, hey, let's sign up and go have some fun and see what happens?
That was how it was at first, but then I was like, all right, I need to actually practice. And so I didn't play on speedball till like December. So like 3 weekends before that event. And I went out to Fit for the night ball. And then I was getting help from Roger, who he used to be on Fit. And he was helping me a lot, learn the snake and just a lot of stuff.
Who were some of the other people that were on that line to help you prepare?
Johnny Lucal and then Colt. Those were like the main three that helped me.
All right. Yeah. Those are definitely some very knowledgeable and experienced individuals that can help you out a ton. And it's cool that they're able to do that for everybody up at Fit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's nice.
So this next question is brought to us that by 71 Design. So you were recently announced to be one of Texas representatives on Team USA for the U19 division this year. So what was the experience of the combine and the callback tryouts like?
The experience for the combine, it was good. It was a lot different than I've ever done. It's just drills, and seeing how your skills are, not just playing fives and just going on. And then so it was really, really fun. And they rotated you with different people on Sunday as well. So it wasn't just like, all right, you just trust in this guy and then just go through. You actually had to do stuff yourself and put yourself out there. And then for the combine, the tryouts was difficult for me because the position I was in.
Mhm.
And so it was difficult, but I just kept on fighting through it. And then yeah, on Sunday was when I really got my chance to show, and then I made a mark, I guess.
Yeah, I know that on Saturday, you're really not sure how to like it, especially if you haven't done the drills under a stopwatch. You really don't know how you're going to do until you're staring the time in the face and realizing, oh man, the clock doesn't lie. It's brutal, especially with all the system with how they do all the deductions if you mess up.
Yeah, and then yeah, a lot of them were just a few shots I missed into where it added that time, and so that really hurt me. Those few shots that I missed, each one of them really hurt.
Mhm. But so whose team were you on as far as the combine tournament went?
I was on Ryan Greenspan's.
Okay, and how did that team do?
We were good because you only played 3 games,
Mhm.
and so like the first two won those. In the third game, we lost out by 1 point, and then what's it called? How the brackets were? It was just we should have been in, but then it was off by like maybe like half a point to where we didn't make it in.
Gotcha. Well, it's cool that even despite that, you managed to do enough on the field to get yourself noticed.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel now to play alongside players like Colton Dahl and Tommy Hawkins, who both of them last year took gold in the Team USA for U16, U19, and also took gold in semi-pro under Stars and Stripes, and also just won the last semi-pro division event in Dallas.
It's pretty cool. It's really, really cool to play with them. It's gonna be really, really fun, and I can really, really trust people next to me into where I can, all right, y'all help me get here, and then boom, boom.
For sure. Are you feeling any extra pressure in order to kind of go defend the titles with USA doing the clean sweep last year?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Because we have something to stand for now. We got to do it again.
For sure. So this next question is brought to us by Hydra. So looking to the future, how are you going to prepare for the upcoming Nations Cup? What does your schedule look like leading up to the trip to France?
A lot of practice, and a lot of practice every Saturday and Sunday. Because I got something to prove. Since I'm D4 and the rest of the guys are semi-pro and pro, so I got something to prove if I want to play in time. And then I think we're playing I'm playing XTPL with Scott's line, one of the Welts Texas lines, and then USXBL in July. And then I think we have a 3-day practice in Boston that weekend before for the layout. And so, oh yeah.
Gotcha. And y'all already have the layout, right? That released this past week. Is that going to be the NXL Europe layout that just released?
I am not for sure. It'll probably change since it's so far in advance. Because I think it comes out 4 weeks before. Marcelo said it comes out like 4 weeks before
Gotcha.
the event, and so it'll 100% probably be different.
Okay. Got it. So this question, I just saw we got messaged on Facebook, so I'm going to get that in here from John Swidongsuk. I think is how you say his name.
That's John. Yeah.
Yeah. So his
From
question
PBGateway.
is, how did you come to decide that paintball is something you really want to do long term?
I'm not bad at it, and so it was just it was just really, really fun in the moment at first, and then now it's become a reality where I want to do this for a long time. It's fun and gets the blood flowing.
And it definitely helps whenever you are coming out of the gate with some top 4, top 2, and first place finishes right out the gate. Because let me tell you, that is not the norm. A lot of people struggle when they first get in, but it seems like you have a really solid group that is helping you learn the ropes.
Oh yeah, John helps a lot from Paintball Gateway. He helps a lot. He was teaching me a lot from the get-go.
All right, and his next follow-up to that is, what are your plans moving forward to get to the highest level of play?
Practice a lot and then move up on levels and then get in relationships with other people higher to where I can actually get myself in front of them.
Well, I think doing events like the ICPL is definitely a fantastic way to build those connections with those key individuals that are in positions to give more opportunities to players like yourself. So keep that up, and I think it's going to pay off well for you.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. We're getting toward the end of our show. So anybody who's listening, go and get your questions in the chat. Now we're getting to the end. I want to be sure to get to ask those if you still have any. So this next question is brought to us by Get Dat Shot. It's the one that I ask everybody that comes on the show. Message GetDat_shot on Facebook or Instagram if you're needing media coverage at the upcoming NXL Atlantic City Major. He's also offering drone footage, so don't miss out. So is there anybody in Texas, either teams, players, brands, projects, or anybody involved in the community that has caught your attention lately? Who do you think deserves more recognition for what they're doing?
Dirty by Design. They make some good stuff, and they're just small little friends. They're making really good headbands. And then Gateway, Paintball Gateway, because it's HK sponsored place, and so they don't really get very much recognition because HK and Texas is more of like a GI brand compared to like California and stuff. And so HK doesn't really get much recognition.
Yeah, I know HK is definitely not very visible here in Texas. I can only think of 2 teams that wear HK, y'all and Austin Oni, as far as the 2 teams that are HK teams. So it's cool that y'all are able to get that kind of support from them as PB Gateway. And yeah, I think PB Gateway is doing really cool things. Obviously, they're towards the top of the USXBL right now. I think you were saying before the show, like y'all are sitting, 3rd place right now in the series?
Yes, sir. 3rd place for below. Elite's in 1st, and then Outlaw is in 2nd, I'm pretty sure, and then 1/3.
Yep. Yeah. Well, getting up to that 1st place, I mean, you're only, you're less than 8 points behind 1st, and with how hot this 3rd event's going to be, anything can happen. So keep at it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I think we're getting to the end of our show. Luke, thank you so much for coming on. This final question is brought to us by Compete, which is Jell Stewart's brand. Message him on Facebook or Instagram. Mention In the Pits for 10% off of your order of soft goods. So, Luke, thank you so much for your time. Do you have any last shout-outs or things you'd like to say before we sign off?
Shout-outs would be DFW Adventure Park over there in Roanoke, Texas. And then Giant Party Sports, that's where we practice at. And then Paintball Gateway in Arlington. And then HK Army.
All right, for sure. Shout out. Yeah, so I think that just about does it for our show. Luke, again, thank you so much for your time. And everybody online, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to go follow Luke at Luke_Staley32 on Instagram. Also go follow PB Gateway at PBGateway_Dallas. on Instagram. And while you're at it, go follow Team USA at, I believe it's Team USA Paintball on all one word on Instagram. So what other guests would you like to see on the show? Be sure to leave a comment down below. While you're at it, hit that subscribe button. The show goes live weekly here on youtube.com/@inthepitspaintballpodcast, and recordings are posted to YouTube, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify the next day. I'm going to give a shout out to my partner and sponsor to your subscribers on Patreon, FU Athletics, Get That Shot, Paintball Comité, Compete, BEMRAPS, Hydra, XTPL Events, Mariachi Aguilas de Oro, Podrunners Union, 71 Designs, TexanHemp.com, and QBRofficial.com. So we will see you all next week for episode 104. That's going to be In the Pit's second birthday. So we're going to invite anybody that's ever been on the show. Feel free to come and go as you please. That'll be next Tuesday evening. I know a lot of people are going to be traveling Wednesday to the Atlantic City event. So next Tuesday at, I think we're going to start around 7 p.m. Feel free to come and go as you please on Discord, and we're just going to hang out and have a good time, celebrate 2 years of In the Pits. So we will see you guys next week. Luke, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.